I just wanted to talk a little bit about the kind of counselling that I do, so that if you're thinking about coming to see me for an appointment, then you have some kind of idea of what to expect from the sessions. So the kind of counselling that I do is called person-centred. Sometimes it's called client-centred. There are other approaches that I sometimes bring into sessions with people. If I do that, then I would generally sort of introduce that and talk a little bit about that as I'm introducing it in a session. But for the most part, what I do is it comes from a person-centered base. And really what that means is that the focus is you as the client. So you are at the center of the counselling process, which, as far as I'm concerned, is exactly how it should be. Really, it means that instead of me telling you what I think you should be doing, it's much more about helping you to find your own way and your own solutions and paths through whatever it is that you're finding difficult. I will be there as somebody to listen and to provide support, and we'll be working together through the things that you're bringing, but the focus is very much on what it is that's troubling you and how you see those things, what your perception of them is, and what it is that means they're causing you difficulties in the current moment. So what I'm bringing to the sessions, to the counselling relationship, is so there are three basic, we call them the core conditions in counselling. You don't need to worry too much about what they're called, but the main things are empathy. So I'm going to hopefully experience empathy with you and have an understanding of what you're experiencing, and what that's like for you, and try and understand that from your point of view, and really kind of step into your shoes and get an idea of what it is that you're feeling and the thoughts that you're having, and that's sort of in the current moment. It's also maybe stuff that's happened in the past, and also maybe your hopes for the future and that kind of thing, really trying to get a very good understanding of what that's like from your point of view, because of course the way that you experience a particular event will be different from how another client experiences, or how I would experience that particular event. So being able to see from the client's point of view, from your point of view, is really important. And obviously that takes time. So that takes a bit of getting to know you. It takes developing the relationship between us, so that I can get a good sense of who you are, and really just to see things from your perspective as much as I can do. The other things that I'm bringing to the counselling relationship are firstly just non-judgmental approach. So no judgment at all about anything that you're saying to me. I think often people come to counselling with things that they either they haven't spoken to anybody about them before, or they might have spoken to somebody about them and had a bad reaction to that, and felt that what they were saying wasn't heard or it wasn't accepted. Really, this is the space where you can bring anything. Really, anything that you can say in here will be treated with respect. It won't be judged. It will be just looked at with care and consideration. I will be able to hear anything that you feel you need to be saying. And then the last thing is really how I am as a person, as a counsellor in this relationship, in this space, in this counselling process, which is that I will be as genuine as I possibly can be. So really being open about things, being honest about things, being as transparent as I can be about what the counselling process is. I think when people come to counselling, certainly to start with, it can feel very much as though there's an imbalance in terms of the power in the room, that the sort of the counsellor has all of the power, and the client kind of comes along as somebody asking for help, which can feel like a scary thing to do. And what I think you really don't need in that situation is somebody kind of looking down on you, or judging you, or saying, oh, you need to do this, or you're doing this wrong, or whatever. So for as much as I possibly can do, I would want to be fully myself, my counselling self. So there are obviously there are boundaries within the counselling relationship that mean that you're probably not going to find out a huge amount about the rest of me and sort of my life in general. But me as a counsellor, you will experience, hopefully, in an honest and open and genuine way. So hopefully as a counsellor, what I can bring, what I can offer you is a space that feels safe, that feels non-judgmental, where you can bring anything that you feel you need to talk about, and hopefully begin to understand the things that are going on for you, the thoughts and feelings that you're having, and begin to make some kind of sense of those thoughts and feelings. If you have any questions about any of the things that I've mentioned, then obviously just get in touch through my website, and I'll be really pleased to hear from you.